Morning, morning. Day 125. 0 day in Bend. Got lots of chores to do today. But first, we're going to have the Breakfast of Champions here at Mickey's. And then we're off to go grocery shopping, to the post office, to the outfitter. And then try to get some time down and relax. And then tomorrow, back on trail. And I got a ride. So that's awesome. Today's going to be a freaking awesome day. Wow. Yeah. Wow. It's incredible, all this burn.
Yeah, it is.
Morning, morning. Back on trail. Day 126. And back here at McKenzie Pass. And it is a nice, cool morning. And I'm going to take full advantage of this. Super shout out to Nomad and also Magnet for a wonderful stay in Bend. And today's gonna be a fantastic day. We're gonna cross 2,000 miles. Here we go again on this shit. Yeah, this stuff blows. It's like walking in quicksand. Yeah.
Like I showed up on his bike.
Oh wow.
So he's gonna try to meet me in Bend somewhere tonight, tomorrow night. I think.
Very nice.
And
so this is the best of both worlds. Fucking lava rocks and fucking burn area. All in one. And with blowdowns. The only thing I need now is someone to just stab me in the fucking eye. I think about 5 miles from Big Lake Youth Camp. Started a little after 8 this morning. Super shout out again, Trail Angel Michael. He gave me the 30+ mile ride from Bend out all the way out here. It's pretty today. It's really cool, which is great because I was dreading coming out here in the heat. And the air quality index it's not perfect, but it's good enough. You can smell a little bit of smoke. It's not too bad, but it's nice and cool, and man, it feels great. So all this water carry I just strapped in, and I'm carrying a lot of water. In hindsight was unnecessary, but I'm carrying it, so I'm gonna drink it. We're gonna be great. Anyways, we'll update you when we get to Big Lake Youth Camp. Big Lake Youth Camp. Welcome, PCT hikers. Gotta find the headquarters. All right, just leaving Big Lake Youth Camp. That was a complete surprise. I just figured it was a place to camp and pick up some packages. Had lunch for like free. So I literally have an extra lunch for my next leg to Cascade Locks. So that just saved me like a couple bucks. Incredibly generous people. God bless them. It's a Christian youth camp. Talked with the camp director, and I think that's the camp director. But yeah, just incredible. I'm just floored. The generosity of these kind people. So yeah, we're back in burn area, and there's Mount Washington. So we're past that now. So walking back to the trail, and the next stop is mile 2,000. It's gonna be awesome. And so another cool thing is I'm now starting to see a bunch of southbounders as I approach mile 2,000. So that's pretty freaking awesome. And just talking to folks who are going southbound and getting intel on the trail from them, and then they in turn are asking me about intel on the trail going south. So it's interesting as our bubbles are starting to mix here in northern Oregon. This be it. Oh my gosh, 2,000 miles from Mexico, 650 to Canada, baby. Whoo! 2,000. Wow. That's pretty cool. All right, well, there you have it. The 2K, baby. Now we're 308 miles into Oregon. All right, so we're north of Santiam Pass. And while I was at Santiam Pass, got some trail magic. Had a Dr. Pepper, awesome. And there's a pit toilet there at the snow park. And also a water cache. And I got some intel that was freshly filled this morning. So that's the only water for the next 10 miles. So there's Three Finger Jack in the distance, and we are in the Mount Jefferson Wilderness of the Willamette National Forest, and we're going through another burn area. So about 3 and change to camp, then we'll set up there, and yeah, we'll check in from there. All right, end of day 126, 21 miles. Yeah, got down trail. We'll do more miles tomorrow. So tonight I got mac and cheese with spicy tuna and some IPA. It's awesome. And I'm sharing dinner with mosquitoes tonight. So we're gonna get rolled in, and we'll see you tomorrow. More America. Day 127, back on trail. And left a little before 5. And yeah, camp I stayed at filled up pretty quickly last night. And yeah, no condensation last night. Tried the tarp over my head, and the wind flow, probably the humidity, helped. Slept really well. And yeah, so today we're just going to keep working on to Lolly Lake. And as always, today's going to be a freaking awesome day. And that in all its glory is Three Finger Jack at sunrise. So he's looking like a very promising day. Check that out. A little hazy from smoke from fires probably. But that's the beauty of Oregon, man. Not the smoke, but Mount Jefferson at sunrise. Wow, that is spectacular. Oh, wow. Wow. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is freaking spectacular. And there's Three Finger Jack. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Wow. It's one thing about the PCT, guys. It takes my breath away every day. So this is interesting. I'm in a burn area with Mount Jefferson in the background with haze from smoke. Look at these blowdowns. This is crazy, man. This is wild. Yeah. Wow. There's more to come. Wow. Coming out of the woods. In your face. Mount Jefferson. Boom. That is freaking awesome. Check that out. Woo. So I was just at this beautiful pond, and I was getting water, and I hear like a bunch of voices, clearly backpackers that were leaving camp, and I'm bent over like filtering water, and I suddenly hear 2 familiar voices, Matt and Rachel, and I hadn't seen them since like Sierra City. And I was like, oh my gosh, they call my name. I'm like, holy cow. And I gave them hugs, and we got to catching up, and they now have trail names. Rachel's now Bright Eyes, and Matt is now Big Bird. And great conversation, man. The trail is so awesome. So rejuvenating to meet great people again that I haven't seen in a long time. Sierra City, by the way, is a long ways away from where I'm at right now. I don't even remember which mile Sierra City was. It was probably like 1100 something. It's almost 900 miles ago. It's like, holy crap. But yeah, just super pumped, man. Trail's about people. And I think they'll be in Cascade Locks when I'm gonna get there. So anyways, they've been lucky. They were just ahead of the fires. So that's been really good news for them. And so we were trading stories. Anyhow, yeah, doing all right. A couple miles apparently is a good view. I'm gonna have lunch there in about 5 miles. It's a heck of a place to camp. Pretty. Well, this would be my lunchtime view, but I'm surrounded by mosquitoes and they're eating me. So we're gonna move on. But that was a nice view. So I have about 6 miles to go to camp. And I've had 2 incidents in the last 2.5, 3 hours that I think the trail's trying to kill me or take me off the trail. So the first one was, I was walking downhill and I see some snow melt and mud. So I go left of the center of the snow melt, and suddenly out of nowhere, I just completely lose all footing and I'm just come crashing on my left side. And now the right side of my lower spine is just in wretched pain. I don't think it's spine, I think it's muscles. But it hurts like hell. And then just 5 minutes ago, I'm walking along, you know, just your typical PCT side of the mountain, narrow trail walk, and my left foot got a little close to the edge. Next thing you know, I'm going down the mountain and my right leg plants, and I swear to God, my ACL was just gonna rip right off. I'm surprised I still have an ACL and a right knee. Just by pure freaking miracle, I'm okay. But this is crazy, man. Like, today is like, I think that's a sign I need to just finish my day and get in the camp and eat some food and relax. So I'm in the last 2.5 miles of my hike for the day. And since that ridge back there, all of this was one fire in 2020, Labor Day. Talking with the gentleman a little ways back, he was telling me about it. It's pretty sad. Pretty sad. You know, when you have dry temperatures and hot, plus just crappy public policy maintaining our forests, and you just have a lot of fuel laying on the forest floor, you get this. And this has been prevalent since, I'd say, you know, north of Sierra City with the Dixie Fire. So probably for the last, I'd say, oh gosh, I'm doing the math here, last 800 miles of the PCT has been a lot of burn area. And unfortunately, I think this is going to be the continuing story out west, and until, you know, we get it together. All right, end of day 126 or 127, I don't know, who cares. Anyways, 28.4 miles. I'm near Whitewater Creek. I probably should have camped, well, it's the only area without dead trees. And it's, of course, surrounded with thousands of mosquitoes. So I'm gonna eat dinner with my friends, the mosquitoes, and the water is colored white. And that'll probably do a number on my filters, so this ought to be cool. Anyways, signing out for today. Look at Mount Jefferson and the moon. Morning, morning, peeps. Back on trail, day 128. I did check that. A little chilly this morning, which means no skeeters, which is good. So heading to Olali Camp or Olali Lake Resort today and meet up with an old college friend, and then we'll check out the cabin situation there, see if it's even worth my money and time, if it's even available. Otherwise, I'll hike out of there, and there's a campsite nearby. But today's gonna be a lightish day. My back feels better, which is good. My knee's tight. My right knee is tight, which is expected. We took a trauma yesterday. But other than that, today's gonna be a freaking fantastic day. Oh wow, look at that Mount Hood. Oh my goodness, that is spectacular. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Wow. There's Olali Butte, and then there's Olali Lake. Getting closer. All right, end of day 128 at Olali Lake Resort. I was able to get a site, take a day use site. The staff was really cool and allowed a bunch of us to do that. So I got my camp set up. Got some beer, 2 for dinner and 1 for the road tomorrow. And we're splurging tonight, boys and girls. Peak Refuel, chicken pesto pasta. And enjoying the evening here. It is not hot out. Cleaned up in the lake, and yeah, today's been a fantastic day. Buddy of mine from college showed up, and we had a great time catching up. Unfortunately, it was only 3 hours, but yeah, it was super catching up. And you know, relationships matter, and so we made a promise to continue to stay in touch. And yeah, it's gonna be great. And he also gave me some resupply, fed me lunch, and also got yeah, he took 1.5 pounds of stuff I was no longer using in my pack, and he's going to ship it home for me. Awesome. So my pack's getting lighter. I also today, newsflash, decided I'm going to burn down my fuel, and this is it. I am going to cold soak for the remainder of the trail. So once I get to Cascade Locks, I'm cold soaking, and we're just doing it. I'm tired of lugging that crap around too. So it's all about losing pack weight now for the remainder of the trip, and while still maintaining, you know, safety and stuff like that. But anyways, today was a freaking awesome day. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. Morning. Back on trail. Day 129. Left camp a little after 5. Slept all right. Got a bunch of hikers came in after I went to bed. Par for the course. But yeah. So yeah, I got rid of some weight in my pack yesterday, and also moved some stuff. And boy, let me tell you, it is great. Center of gravity adjustment. Pack feels amazing. So that's a good thing. Today's gonna be a big day, because in order for me to make Timberline Lodge for the lunch buffet tomorrow, noon to 3, I need to cover 51 miles in 2 days. So installment number 1 of this plan is at least 30 miles today. So today's gonna be a freaking awesome day. All right, so in the Warm Springs Indian Reservation, and a couple miles in, I have no clue how many miles. Very cruisy trail. I'll just show it to you here. It's pretty much been the trail today. It's nice once in a while to have trail like this, and it's maintained, which is amazing. There's clearly been trail maintenance done here, and that's a huge plus for trail usage. But yeah, so I'm trying to get an internet connection so I can get updates on the forest fire up ahead near Hood River, because that could potentially affect the PCT. However, the last time I checked, the western closure boundary was formed by the PCT, And I plan on taking the alternate to the falls because that's better. Anyways, I already plan on doing that. But yeah, so plan is still 30 today, and we'll update you down trail. Yeah. Man, today's been a cruisy day. So approaching mile 26 and got about 6 miles to go. So the plan is to get to the edge of a lake, put around 32, 33 miles, and then that sets me up tomorrow for Timberline Lodge, probably about 19 miles, and leave early enough and get there in the 12 to 3 window for the lunch buffet. So far everything's 2 thumbs up, on track, good to go. Very cruisy trail today. A couple uphills that kind of just hit out of nowhere, but other than that, it's getting a little warm. On the fire front, since I last posted, the fire near the Columbia River has closed the PCT to Cascade Locks. However, my read of it, most people don't take the PCT that part anyways. They take the other trail through the falls. That's fine and open right now. And the weather right now is cool through Tuesday. So that's actually helping firefighting efforts. And there's a chance of rain tomorrow. So all good news pieces as we line up here. And yeah, more updates when we get here to the end of the day. So right behind there was the best trail magic that I have gotten in 2,100 miles of the PCT. That was freaking amazing. Had 2 sandwiches, 2 bags of chips, couple sodas. The hosts were incredible. And I'm still 6 miles away from my target. I still have achieved fuck all today. And I'm about to step on horse poop. But we're back on trail and we're headed to camp. All right, end of day 129. Check this out. Camp right next to a lake. What a gorgeous view. And just under 33 miles today. So that sets us well for Timberline Lodge tomorrow. And I'm gonna set up camp and enjoy the evening. So checking out. This is my view from my bug bivvy right next to the lake, camping. Spectacular. Morning peeps, back on trail, day 130. It's about 5 a.m. and we're rolling. Destination, Timberline Lodge. Enough said, today's gonna be a freaking awesome day. All right, it's about 8:30 in the morning, 11 miles in. Got a little over 8.7 miles to Timberline Lodge or something like that. Doing all right. Next highway crossing after that will be the big climb up to Timberline. Yeah, so just give you an idea what it looks like right now. Cloudy day, it's supposed to rain afternoon, so it'll be good to get into Timberline Lodge. I'll update you later. After a motivating, hard charging climb, there it is, the infamous Timberline Lodge. Hoorah! Follow the Marine up the hill. Hoorah! So an old squid still can keep up. All right. All right, end of day 130 at Timberline Lodge, and got a room. Person I'm hiking with, he and I managed to get a room. We're sharing, there's 1 room, bunk bed. You know, it's expensive, but amongst 2 people, we were able to split it. And I got a reservation for dinner at 8 p.m. And yeah, it's rainy and misty outside and cold. So This is a far better alternative than, you know, camping out in the rain, in the cold. I'm tired, sorry. But yeah, tomorrow morning, the lodge serves breakfast. I guess there's a buffet. So it's like freaking game on. And yeah, so we're looking at 2 days into Cascade Locks as previously discussed. Yeah, we're going to try to cover as many miles as we can tomorrow. So it's an easy walk in the Cascade Locks. And then I'm meeting up with a friend there, and he lives in Washington. And yeah, so that's it. And end of day 130. Today was an awesome day, and we'll check in with you tomorrow. Morning, peeps. Day 131, back on trail. Just left Timberline Lodge. Contrary to popular belief, there is a breakfast buffet, and I partook in it, and it was good. So, a little foggy. The rain stopped for now. And destination, Cascade Locks. We're not getting there today, but we're gonna work our way close. And we're gonna get going. It's about 10 o'clock. Took our time getting out of there. Did some preliminary planning for Washington, which was outstanding. Because oddly enough, that's gonna be the place I'll be tomorrow. And today's gonna be a freaking awesome day. Wow, that is pretty cool. And that's a long ways down. Look at that. A fine bridge across the creek. Very unique. Never seen this one. 9 out of 10. Lots of blowdowns. .6 miles in, and finally Mount Hood. The clouds have finally cleared up enough. What an incredible looking mountain. Wow. And we're already past on the north side of Mount Hood. So this morning at Timberline, we're on the south side, and it was completely obstructed in clouds and rain. So yeah, it's about 5 in the afternoon. Just had some amazing trail magic, and yeah, we got another 3 hours of hiking. So we're gonna get to work. All right, end of day 131, about 25 miles. And we're at a tent site right on the trail. Got some water about 2 or 3 miles back. As you can tell, I am in a storm pitch, kind of, in my tarp. Got my rain jacket over my bug bivvy, and you can see, yeah, it's flat down at the bottom. So that facilitates airflow, and it's not expected to rain. It's just a humid, wet evening. So yeah, we're gonna get up early tomorrow and head to Cascade Locks. So signing out for today. Morning. Back on trail. Day 132, and look at that. Last day in Oregon, peeps. Destination, Bridge of the Gods. It's about 5 a.m. A little wet evening. Gonna have to do a yard sale later today. Dry some shit off. Slept all right. It's the third time on trail I had to cook in my shelter. So last night it was pretty wet. So I had to cook my shelter once in the desert, once in the High Sierra, and once in Oregon. But yeah, so we're about 6 miles to the trail that we're going to take to Tunnel Falls, the ever so famous site. And we have to go there anyways because of fire closure. And it's 21 miles to Cascade Locks. Today's going to be a freaking awesome day. Mount Hood. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Boys and girls, that right there is Mount St. Helens. That right there in the distance is Mount Rainier. And that one right there is Mount Adams. We are approaching the Columbia River. It's about still 14, 15 miles away, but we're getting there. But that is a good sign. And as my partner behind me just indicated, the Whiskey Creek fire, we don't smell it, and I don't see it right now, so that's good. We're about to hike the world famous Tunnel Falls. Oh yeah, look at that. Woo! Holy moly. That is incredible. Woo! Nice bridge, 10 out of 10. That's pretty cool. Now that is exceptionally cool. Look at that gorge. Woo! That's pretty, 10 out of 10. Going under Interstate 84, the second to last interstate that we cross on the PCT. Just saw the Columbia River a little while ago. The end of Oregon. Getting ready to cross the Bridge of the Gods into Washington. Land of my peeps. A lot of emotions right now. I started in Mexico on March 22nd, and I find myself now crossing the Columbia into the final state, leaving Oregon right now, and I am yeah, there's a lot of emotions. All right, end of day 132. Made it to Buddy's house on the other side of the river in Washington, and going into Portland tomorrow to run some errands, and then taking a 00 because I don't have to be at Snoqualmie Pass until a particular date. So I'm synchronizing with the person I'm hiking with right now, and yeah, today was a fantastic day, and signing out. We'll talk to you tomorrow.